I'm super excited to show you everything I made. I have several things. The cats might be running back and forth behind me. There's a squirrel on the roof of the sunroom, and so they're going a little crazy, so just ignore that. My first category is things I made from scratch, so completely made by me. The first one is just a little topper that I made. They're meant to be reversible, but this one, since it was just a sample, I just made it with like a tan cotton that I had on hand. But I think it plays off well with the blue and white, and I'm hoping to make more of these. The next item, I had this fabric sitting around that was just like a vintage valance, very sheer. Wasn't sure I was going to do with it. And then all of a sudden, I just got this idea that I wanted a sheer like baby doll top. It already had like a string hanging from it where you can kind of cinch it in, make it tighter at the bottom, or you can leave it the way it is. And I thought it looked kind of fun to have something just kind of dangling. So I left it like that. And yeah, it was pretty easy. It was really fast. And it's just fun to wear over like other things. This next thing is the rose. Now I can't think of the name of it, so I will put it below. I'll figure out what it is and put it below. It's a really good pattern, and I saw a bunch of other people making it, and I really wanted to make one. I was so scared that I ended up making it and then letting it sit for the longest time without putting the grommets in because I was terrified I was going to ruin it. Anyway, I finally did it, and so now I can wear it. But I made it out of a sheet that I had thrifted. Actually, I think it was a pillowcase because it wasn't a lot of fabric. But I loved this pattern. Almost floral, but almost like if you smashed the flowers and dried them on the fabric, this is how they would look. It's that kind of feel. I did ribbon straps, and then I did all the stitching in that same rusty color, which I thought looked really nice. And then in the back, I didn't have the same rust color as the straps, so I just used like a nice tan taupey color thinner ribbon. And I think it looks really nice. I like that it doesn't match exactly. I think it kind of adds something to it and makes it more unique. I love how it turned out. It turned out really well. It fits really good, so I highly recommend this pattern. If you're a sewer and you haven't tried it yet, I definitely think you should give it a try. Okay, I adjusted my mic a little bit because I felt like it might have been hitting on my necklace. I'm not sure, so hopefully if it was, this is better. The next item I actually made this from a skirt that I thrifted a long time ago that was like a 70s kind of workwear polyester skirt. It was midi length, and I cut it into a mini, and I loved the fit of it, and it was really unique. So I decided to make a pattern out of it and then make skirts from it. And this is the first one I did. So the cool thing about this is that it buttons right here on each side, and that's how you open it and get into it. So when you unbutton it, it just flaps down like this, and the opening is right by where your pockets are. So it has pockets. It's slightly gathered in the front, and then on the back, it's straight. And then on each side, it has a little bit of elastic, which I thought was really cool. It's different. It's not like skirts that are made now. It's kind of unique, and the fit was really good. So I wanted to make a pattern out of it, and I was excited to have another skirt that I could just throw on. So it's nice because this time I made a print, and the one that I have is just like a plain tan one. I actually loved it so much that I went online and searched and found a black version of the same skirt in my size. So now I have the black version too. The next piece that I made is kind of a corset, kind of a top. I think it's from a commercial pattern, but I don't remember the name of it, so I'll put that below. And I made it reversible. I did it so it's all enclosed, and so both sides can be worn. I used a sheet on one side, a vintage sheet that's just floral. I put the ruffles on the side. That's not how the pattern was. It just kind of cut up, but I decided it'd be cute with ruffles, so I did that. And then the other side is just like a bluish gray velvet, which I really like. I think it's really pretty. And both of them work really well with this pinkish ribbon that I put in the back, so that's kind of fun. It's almost like I bet it's upholstery velvet because it's really thick. But I like it because it gives it a lot of structure, but it's definitely more winter. So I kind of tend to wear it more with like a long sleeve underneath. The next piece that I made is a skirt again, But this one's different. It's just a basic A-line skirt. I used a previous piece that I constructed and made for, I think it was in 2017, for like a Prince dance party at First Avenue or something. And I made it out of purple floral. That one I made so it had like a scalloped bottom and it went up in the middle. But this one I just wanted straight. What I like about this one is that I made it so it is completely enclosed. You don't see any stitches. It's all hidden because you basically make two skirts. So this would be a great candidate for a reversible pattern because both sides are enclosed completely. I really like this pattern. I'm definitely going to make more. I do have another one coming up here. Not quite the same. I didn't make it so it was completely enclosed because I didn't have enough fabric. But I love the way this fits. Just your basic A-line skirt. This was just a sample, but I really love Kelly green. And so I feel like in the summertime, this would be really cute with t-shirts and just easy to throw on. The next piece I made, I wanted boxer shorts like everybody else. And so I found this fabric. It's just red and white gingham at Joann's, and I bought it, and then I used a pair of shorts that I have from Target that I really, really love the fit on, and I made the pattern from there. And then I did shorten it a bit because those are a bit longer. And yeah, I think they turned out really cute. I put my tag in them. I'm starting to use my tags more now, not just for items to sell, but for my own items. With these too, I kind of had to because otherwise I would have problems trying to figure out the back and the front. I mean, it's a little obvious, but not much. It's pretty close to the same front to back. So the tag helps a little bit with that. But yeah, I think they turned out really cute. I'm definitely going to make more because they're super comfortable. The next piece I made changed a lot. I was going to make a dress from this vintage pattern that I had, and I really liked it because it had like 3 levels of elastic running through the waist. And I got the dress all put together and was going to put the elastic on. I didn't like the way it looked, but I liked the way the dress looked without it. It just turned out to be a really cute little A-line dress. And I made it out of this vintage sheet that I had. And I think it's going to be really fun just to wear like this in the summer. And it just ties in the back, really simple. And I did the bias tape on the neckline. That is my new favorite way to finish a neckline or an armhole. I did it on the armholes as well, just because it's so nice and clean and crisp looking and you don't have to deal with facing. I've always hated facing. I really prefer doing this and it just looks so nice and clean. And then I did it blind hem so you can't really see it. And I just think it looks so nice and so crisp. Okay, the next piece I also put aside for a long time, and it's almost completely done. I will say this isn't completely done because last night I tried it on one more time, and I'm like, I need to fix one more thing. But I love these, and I'm going to wear them so much this summer. It's a pink sheet, pink printed 70s floral sheet that I've had for years, and I was scared to cut into it, and I'm trying to start to face my fears of ruining things and just go ahead and do it. Because it's like you've been sewing for over 20 years. I think you're going to be okay. Just do it. Just cut into it. So I did with these, and I made these really cute little cropped pants. I love the way they turned out. The pattern I used is vintage too. I ended up not really liking the way they came out at first because the pattern almost was more like barrel-legged, and I wanted it to be more of a flare. So I did take them in a little bit between the thighs and the calves on both the inside and the outside. Anyway, I'm excited. I love these. I really do think they turned out the way I wanted them to, and I'm happy because I love this fabric so much. It's like my kind of floral. Okay, the next piece, if you follow me on Instagram, you definitely probably saw this. This I made, actually I think I did a short for it on YouTube too. I made a Christmas dress we go to Snowball. It's called Snowball every year. It's a big Christmas party that these 2 families throw, and tons of people come, like hundreds of people come, and they hold it in like a event center kind of old mansion downtown Minneapolis. And so we try to get really fancy for it. And I've made something every year, I think I have. And this year I saw this shirt on Pinterest and I fell in love with the sleeves. They were like bell sleeves, but not like bell where it just goes flared out, but like tight and fitted. And then all of a sudden there's a big bell on the bottom. And I loved that. And I wanted to make a dress out of it. I actually was going to try to stick with solids because I feel like I have too many printed things. And I went into Joann's. I really wanted this specific berry color. I couldn't find it at all. And then I fell in love with this fabric. And I was like, I need to do this. It almost makes me feel like it's a vintage Christmas postcard floral. I don't know. I love it. I think it's so pretty. And so I made this whole pattern from scratch. I had to do tons and tons of like tweaking of it, but I love the way it turned out. It's so pretty. I made, it's like a fit and flare, little A-line skirt. And then the sleeves are like the best part of it. They're fitted and then they come to this big, huge bell on the bottom, which comes to like probably almost my fingertips. I wanted it kind of long. And then in the back, I did like a little bit of a low back and then a zipper. And I think it turned out so well. This is probably one of the best things I've made in a long time. Like the quality and the fact that I got it done and completed and there's not like half done lining or something like that. Like it's fully lined. Everything turned out really well and I was super proud of it and excited to wear it. I love it. The last piece that I made of the year, I fell in love with the Cult Gaia flower top that they had last year, I think, or maybe the year before. And I thought it'd be really cool to make that for our Christmas party that we throw with our friends and wear it like a poinsettia flower on top of just like a turtleneck. So that's what I did. I made it out of like a hot pink fabric. It's hard for me to hold it up. You can't really tell, but you can see there's all these flower petals. So it's kind of like a halter top, but I wear it more like a topper, you know, where I put it on top of other things. The only thing is now that I've made it and worn it, I realized the flowers keep cinching together and like not staying flat. And then I looked at the Cult Gaia one some more and I noticed that they kind of have all their petals connected till about here. So then it stays as one kind of piece and doesn't cinch up too much. So I think I'm going to do that at some point to fix it so it doesn't flop so much and kind of move around and it'll be more stable. But otherwise, it was really fun to make. I took my measurements and then I kind of decided from there what size I wanted each petal to be. And the top two were the smallest, middle two were bigger, and then the bottom two were kind of in between. I think it turned out really, really good. And I highly recommend trying it. It's fun. And then the last piece that I made from scratch is the other skirt that I was talking about when I said I made the green one as a pattern. I made this really cute toile one. This toile fabric, I know if you are a perfectionist, this probably bothers you that this isn't centered, but the fabric pieces that I found at Goodwill were already cut into panels, like these square panels, and they weren't that big. I wanted this in the middle on the bottom as best I could, and that's as close as I could get. But I love it. I think it makes it interesting, and it's not quite perfect, but that's kind of what I like about it, kind of like grabs attention that way. It's just a red and white toile. It has people on it in the front that are conversating. I don't know. And then on the back, it has more of the cream background with the red on top. Okay, my battery died, so I'm not sure where we left off. But anyway, I made it out of the same pattern as the green skirt that I made as my sample. I would have done like the complete enclosure where there's a full lining on the inside, but this fabric is thicker for one. And also I had a very limited amount, so I didn't want to use what I had left to make the lining because I wanted it to be possible for a top. And I didn't have any lining that matched. So I just went ahead and did like a bias tape hem and then did the same thing for the waistband. So it is not lined, but it's very enclosed and looks very tidy and nice, which I love. And I just think it's really cute. I also didn't have a cream zipper, so I put a gray one in. I'm just excited to be able to wear it because I've been holding on to this fabric for a long time and I think it's so cute. So that is it for the things I made from scratch. So my next category is going to be things I altered that I bought. So thrift flips, basically. So the first one is this little cargo vest that I found. I think it's a fishing vest, actually. I'm not quite sure. But I thought it was really cute, and I love that it's cropped and tiny. It might be a child's. It did have like a Velcro-y tab across the front just for closure, and I didn't like that, obviously. So I cut that off, and then I put this really pretty, thick, black satin ribbon on it. And so then I just tie that in a bow, something different. I thought it was kind of fun to have the juxtaposition of like something really fancy and shiny, and then just like hardware. The next thing that I altered is something I found when I was in LA. I found it at Crossroads, and I thought the floral on it was just beautiful. It's this vintage blazer, basically. Very polyester, very 70s. But I love this floral so much. I just didn't like the way it looked, the way it was, so I made it really super cropped, and it's so cute. I wear it all the time now. The next item, surprise, is another 70s women's workwear skirt that I recently found, actually. So I did this in January. I cropped it into a mini, and I love the fit on this one. And these always come with pockets, which is so awesome. Like, they're just perfect. They're perfect, and nobody wants these. Like, they're always sitting in the store, new with tags, so dead stock from the 70s, elastic waist, except for right here in the front, which I love when they do that, because then it means it's not bulky right above your stomach. It's kind of more fitted and flat there. So you still have the ease of the elastic, but then you don't have all that bulk right in the midsection in the front where you don't want it to be. I just made this, haven't had a chance to wear it yet, but I know I'm going to wear it a lot. The next item is something fun that I've been kind of having on the back of my mind for quite a while that I wanted. I wanted a Letterman sweater, like a 1950s style Letterman sweater. The problem is I thrifted one, and they're so itchy because they're wool. They're 100% wool, but they're the scratchy wool. And I can't do it. It drives me nuts. So the one that I found, it's gray, it's super cute. I'm going to put that in the shop. So my plan was to find a sweater, and then I have an antique store that I go to, not often, but every once in a while, and they have one booth in there where they always have letters. So I knew I could go there and find one. So I was thrifting one day, and I found this really cute cardigan, and what I loved about it was that it had pearl buttons, and it has like a really cool like black trim on the front. So I went to the antique store and I was digging around, and then I saw this one and I loved it. It is a D and it says doves on it. So I bought this. I just sewed it on like I think last week, and now I have a letter sweater and I'm super excited about it. I love it because it has that collegiate like look, but it is different. It has a twist and it has like a more of a modern look about it. The next item I altered, it has been sitting around for quite a while, and I wanted to do it quite a while ago. I just never got around to it. And I think I was a little bit scared because the material on this were really bad. Like, it's not good material. It's thin. It's very polyester. It's very 70s. And it's so thin that if it gets stretched too far, it runs, because whoever wore it before they really wore it. Like, they wore the crap out of it. When you turn it inside out, you can see all the runs, and you can see a stain that you can't see from the outside. And I'm like, well, whatever. I love the print of it. I love the print so much that I was like, it's fine. I don't care. So it was long. It's like a house dress, basically. 70s house dress. Zips down the front almost all the way down to about the waist. And it was like dragging on the floor. It was so long on me. I wanted to make it into a mini dress. So I cropped it. And then with the remainder of the fabric, I think I might make a little just elastic skirt. The next thing is I had this really cool floral blazer that I found a long time ago, and I love it. I love this floral. I mean, any Prince fan would, right? Look at that. It's like a paisley-ish, florally purple. It's so beautiful. It's like a tapestry jacquard fabric, so it's very textured. When I saw this, I wanted to crop it, but I wanted to do something fun to kind of play on the feather trend. So I added feathers to it, and I love the way it looks with the feathers on the bottom. When I put the feathers on, I didn't just put them on, because I don't understand how people wash stuff like that. Like those pajamas that they have with feathers all over it. Does anybody know? How do you wash that? Feathers don't do well when they get wet. They look like crap after. So I'm curious. And I wanted to be able to take the feathers off. I took the feathers and the trim that they were sewn onto, and I sewed that onto snaps. And I sewed that on, and I had to sew one side to the jacket, and I had to sew the other side to the feather trim. And that took a long time. I love it. It's so, so cute. It's so unique. Okay, that was it for thrift flips. And my next category is accessories. I only have about 3, but I'll show those to you. And then I have one more category after that. So the first thing I made was, again, it was fabric I had sitting around, and I wanted to take a stab at making kind of a dumpling looking little bag. So I basically just used things I already had. I made this cute little bag. It's out of this Madras plaid taffeta, I guess it would be. It's very, like, you can hear the noise that it makes. I think it's a really fun, I love the colors, really fun fabric. And then I lined it with some floral that I had just laying around that I've used previously, and it was just kind of like scraps left over. I used wood handles that I had on hand. I probably will try the pattern again because I made the pattern from scratch, but maybe try it with a different type of handle, or maybe make like fabric handles with like thick piping in them or something, so it's more like ruched and looped. I don't know. We'll see. I have to play around with it. But anyway, it was fun to make. It was pretty quick. Yeah, so that's that. The other bag I made was just a sheer tote bag with ruffles. I found this organza, I think, in a remnant section at Joann's. And so it was just big enough to make one bag. I love it. I think the color is super fun. It gives just a plain outfit like a big punch of color. And I've used it quite often. It comes in handy and it fits a lot of stuff. And I think it's kind of fun to have something that's sheer because I love the sheer trend. So the last accessory that I made is just a necklace. I've been watching a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram that have like those multi-charm necklaces. We have twice a year an event called the Junk Market, and it's like basically like a flea market. And I went to that, and there was a booth that they were selling charms, and they had just bowls and bowls of them, and you could dig through them. So I spent like, I don't know, a half an hour digging through and finding a bunch of charms that I liked. And so I ended up making this necklace. I love it. So I have lots of hearts. I have one with a G on it, one with a K on it, a saint, a peace sign, another saint, just a lot of hearts, a key, a cross, like all kinds of little things. And I think it's so cute. I love it. The next category of items that are already done, one is not quite done, I will be honest. But anyway, this other category is just Prince related items, because if you follow me and you watch my videos, then you know I'm a Prince fan. And I said fam, yes, because that's what we say. You know how there's the Swifties and there's the Beehive and whatever, and we're fam. We're purple fam. And every year they have a big event. I think I talked about it in a previous video, but I always try to like make some things because people go all out and kind of dress up. So last year I made mostly accessories because I have a lot of outfits already, and I have like 40 t-shirts, so I don't need any more. The first item I made is just a little harness. I made it kind of designed after a harness that I like on Free People, and it's like just one part that goes around your neck, a big ring, and then another part that goes around your waist with a chain. So I got the chain at Michael's. I think the ribbon is from Joann's. The ring is also from Joann's, and then obviously the symbol is Prince. So I got that at the Prince store, I think in the airport. I think it was a keychain. You gotta improvise. I love it. I think it's really cute. Next item I made is also kind of corset related. I don't remember the brand now, but I saw this cagey dress topper fringy thing. I don't even know how to explain it, but I loved it. I thought it was really, really cool, and I wanted to make something like it because my gosh, was it expensive. It is. I'll try to show it, but obviously it's going to make more sense with me wearing it. The only thing I have left to do is sew the snap on the neck. So basically I can wear it like this over something like a dress. It's really cute over a dress. But then I wanted to incorporate Prince, obviously. And so I made this little guy, and he goes on the front of it and just sits kind of right about here. It's kind of fun. It's unique. It's different. He's basically like a bib. And I thought it was something different. Instead of just wearing a t-shirt, I made this out of a t-shirt. The last 3 items are items in progress. And they're going to take a while, but they were started last year, and I want to show them anyway. One of them I can wear already. It's just something I'm going to keep adding to. And the other 2, they need to be completed. So the first one is Prince related. I didn't wear it because it wasn't done, and I'm sad. And I don't know if I'm going this year, but he has a jacket, and I'll show a picture of it. It's like a harlequin, and it has symbols dangling from each point. and I've always been obsessed with that jacket. So this is the jacket that I have so far. What's missing are all the diamonds from the top, and then I have to sew, once I put those on, I have to sew the little gold beads on to the points, and then I have like 9 more symbols or something that I have to sew to the bottom of these points. That's the back. It's fun. It's super fun and funky, but it's not completed yet. So hopefully it'll be done and then I can show it on Instagram or something. The last item is work in progress. I came up with this idea probably like 2021 and decided when I travel, I'm going to start collecting patches, iron-on patches, and then I'm going to make a jacket. So I just started collecting the patches every time I go on a trip, kept my eye open for a jacket I liked. I wanted something unique and I didn't want it to be just like, oh, a jean jacket, you know, because everybody does that. So I wanted maybe even a pattern, and I found this really cool Ellen Tracy vintage 90s jacket. It's like a plaid. So I started sewing my patches on, not sewing, ironing them on. But so far I have, this is just a vintage one, California, Arizona, one my daughter gave me. Prince, Santa Monica when we ended our road trip. Electric Fetus, that's a record store in Minneapolis. Paisley Park, Arizona, again from our road trip. This is from Arizona as well. Red Rocks, Colorado. Hard Rock Cafe, Chicago. This one is just a vintage one that says Smile. Camo patch that has a number 7 on it. This is from the Van Gogh pop-up that was going around a couple years ago. This is from Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie that came out. Last one from our road trip. And then this is another one my daughter gave me. So that is what I have so far. And I'm hoping to add to it. There are places I went that I wanted patches for. A lot of cities don't sell patches, like a lot of gift shops. That is my plan with that one. So it's going to change as time goes on because I'm going to get a patch wherever I go. Got to get one in France. That would be really cool. Yeah, then I'll just keep adding to it. Anyway, that is it. If you liked it, please hit like below. Let me know that you liked it. I love comments. I want to hear from you. Let me know what you like. If you want to see me make anything similar to what I've already made, and I said I was going to do another one. If you want to see a video like that, let me know. Make sure you subscribe and click notifications so you get notifications when I make videos because I'm not super consistent. Anyway, thanks for watching and I will see you soon. Bye.